Hey everybody, Eric here with something new. We'll see. I've been thinking about making changes, doing new things. In my post voting video, I talked about something new, doing like clusters of books, reading 4 books that were made into movies in a row, and then reading 4 novelizations in a row, reading 4 translated books in a row, that kind of thing. Um, so that's something new, but then I'm trying to, I don't know, shape the channel a little bit more without investing anything because it's still all very low budget. But one of the things was that I was thinking of was a weekly sort of wrap up preview kind of thing that I would do, put out every Sunday. So consider this the test run. Essentially, it would go something like this. Last week on my channel, I posted reviews for see, I'm going to take notes probably when I do this, but it was for Sirens and Seaweed by Candice Nola, part of the uh, Splatterpunk presents, or Splatter at Sea. That's what it was. Splatter at Sea presents Sirens and Seaweed by Candice Nola, part of Judith Sonnet's 10-day challenge. So that went up last Monday, and that was the 3rd book in that series that I had read. And then on Friday, I had posted the review for Splatter at Sea Presents Curse of the Samurai by Brian G. Barry, which was the final book that I read in that series, 10-day challenge from Judith Sonnet. So those reviews went up last week, as well as, of course, on Wednesday was a reading remembrances for February of 2004. And then in reading, I read, I suppose I could show you these, and this is where I want some input because these I just recorded reviews for these, which aren't going to go up for a little while. So should I show them should I do this and say what I read last week was Beastmaker by James V. Smith Jr. and The Influence by Ramsey Campbell, which are both part of my spooky season sort of paperbacks from hell reading. And what I'm currently reading is Vampiric by Simon Clark. There's my Superman bookmark. You can see the top of that sticking out there, which is, again, part of my spooky season reading, is the most recent book with a copyright of 2002. Although, that's the Leisure Book copyright. This has an actual copyright of 98. But either way, it's the most recent book in my spooky season reading. That's what I'm currently on. And the next book I'm going to read will be Fear by Ronald Kelly, the book that got the most comments in my voting video. So that's basically it. That's what I did last week. Oh, and coming up this week, tomorrow, Monday, I'm not going to tell you what the book review is. I tried to do something slightly different, just a little bit different. You'll see when it comes out. Of course, on Wednesday, we will have March of 2004 in Reading Remembrances. And then Friday will be another book review. That's typically what goes on. Book reviews Monday and Friday, Reading Remembrances on Wednesday. If I do an interview, that goes up on Thursday. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if I should be putting out more content. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, put it down below in the comments. And so that's basically, on Sundays, just say, hey, this is what I posted last week. Just a little reminder. This is what I read last week. This is what's coming up in the following week. That kind of thing. Little updates. So let me know if that's something you're interested in. Again, in the comments below. I am thinking of, I'm going to amend the name of my YouTube channel. Basically, it's going to be Eric Smith, which is what it is now, very generic. And then I'm trying to decide what to add to it. horror fanatic, maestro of horror, douchebag. It's not going to be douchebag. If you have any ideas, something, just a little bit of branding, so it's not just generic Eric Smith. If you have any suggestions, put those in the comments below. I haven't made a decision yet because I'm terrible at making decisions like this. Because I'll pick one and then 3 days later I'll think of something that I think is better. Who knows? But so yeah, I don't think it's gonna affect anything. You don't have to resubscribe, but I just think a little something that's not just my name, and I figure putting horror in it. I know that there's stuff on here that isn't horror, but the majority is. So throw that horror tag in the name of my channel. There was something else that I was going to bring up, and I forgot what it was. Oh, I know what it is. When I do these book blocks, are you interested in seeing on Sunday, let's say, when I do my updates, when I'm getting ready to do the book block, do you want to see what books are part of that block? So again, the first one I'm going to do is going to be books that have been made into movies. I already have 3. I know there's a 4th one, and I keep forgetting what it is. But I know what the books are going to be. The question is, as it approaches, would you like to see a video where I tell you what those books are? I don't know if anybody ever does read-alongs. I normally don't say what I'm reading ahead of time, so you don't really have that chance. But now, if I say, hey, these are the next 4 books that I'm reading, I don't know if anybody's interested in jumping in and saying, hey, I'm going to read that too. But is that something that would interest you, knowing ahead of time what 4 books made into movies I'm going to read, and then what 4 novelizations I'm going to read, and then what 3 or 4 translated books I'm going to read, etc. I've also decided one of those book blocks will be nonfiction, and I mentioned before doing like 4 Tor Nightfire books in a book block, and I feel like there was another one that I thought of that I didn't mention. Someone mentioned doing sequels, so there's that. Anyway, always open for suggestions on what type of book block you would like to see. Well, I was thinking of rereading some of my favorite horror novels that I haven't read in a long time, seeing if they hold up. So doing that sort of as a book block. I already have 3 or 4 of those picked out. But anyway, is there anything you'd like to see? Does any of this sound interesting? Does it not sound interesting? Is there some sort of content I could be creating that would interest you, that's not labor intensive? Because I generally have a day job that's generally 9 or 10 hours a day. I am laid off right now, which is kind of why I'm doing all of this right now. But let me know all of this stuff. Talk about it in the comments below. Oh, one of the other things, and I haven't forgotten about the Paperbacks from Hell series that I'm doing. And so at the very least, as I do sort of these book blocks, I'll have to throw Paperbacks from Hell like in between. I may throw other books in between as well, not just go from book block to book block, but gonna have to throw the Paperbacks from Hell in there in between, so I keep that series going. And with those books, I've been making recommendations based on the book. So I read this Paperback from Hell. This is what it was. Here's my review. Based on that, if you like that, here are some recommendations for other books that you might enjoy. So the question I have for you is, would you like to see that with any or all of the reviews I do? When I review a book, should I be recommending other books that you might enjoy if you liked the book I just reviewed? Do you care about the questions at the end of each video? I do it to try to engage people, but if you watch, I can never remember which questions I've asked. So I can keep asking questions just whenever I feel like it. When I think of something, I can make book recommendations. Let me know. Just this is sort of a video for you to just share all your thoughts on what I'm doing, what you might like to see me doing, what you want me to stop doing. Again, I may or may not take it all under consideration. But that's it. That's what this video is. Sort of the introduction to what I may be doing every Sunday, which is reviewing the previous week, previewing the next week, which will be very quick. And then if I'm ready to start a book block, telling you what those books are. And that's about it. Just they're going to be quick little videos that people may or may not care about. Again, let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, I don't know what there is to correct in this particular video, but I'm sure you folks can find something. Anyway, put all that in the comments below. Excuse me. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. On Blue Sky, where I almost never post, I am @EL Smith. And that's all I have for you for this video. So until the next video, read more books.